Thank you, Amanda. And we congratulate you on your new position as Executive Director and CEO of the Flagler Museum. And we also thank Kelly Hopkins. And Kelly, would you please stand? Kelly is the chairman person of the Flagler Museum. And Amanda and Kelly, we thank you and your trustees for the use of this beautiful National Historic Landmark building for today's meeting. And it is now 10:10. And I would like to call the April 7th, 2025 annual meeting of the Palm Beach Civic Association to order. And this morning, our Honorable Mayor, Danielle Moore, good morning, Mayor, will report on the state of the town during her annual address. We will also honor the recipients of this year's Raymond J. Kunkel Awards for heroic or meritorious services to the town. And in addition to the mayor, we also have the Honorable Leslie Smith with us today. Leslie, we thank you for joining us. And we also have the following elected officials and town employees with us today. We have Town Council President Bobby Lindsay. Would you please stand? And would the following town council members stand, please? Julia Ariskog, Lou Crampton, Ted Cooney, and Bridget Moran. Would you all please stand? We have town manager Kirk Bluen, Carolyn Stone, Bob Miracle, and Wayne Bergman with us today. And if you are here, would you please stand? And also joining us today is our Chief, Nick Caristo. Chief, would you please stand with Major Scanlon and Lieutenant Watson? Also, Chief of Fire Safety, Sean Baker. And I think if we could give a very warm round of applause to all of our leaders of the town, employees of the town, and our police and fire officials. We thank you so much for everything that you do. And we are certainly pleased to have members of the next generation with us today. We welcome students from Rosarian Academy and the Green School. And will the students please join me on the stage to lead us through the Pledge of Allegiance? And ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. Let's give a round of applause to our students, our next generation students from the Green School and Rosarian Academy. We thank you. This morning we also have two representatives of the Palm Beach Opera among our special guests. We welcome Jim Barbado. And Jim, would you please stand? Jim is the opera's general director. And Jim, welcome, Jim. And we also are pleased to present Lauren Carroll, who's going to sing our national anthem. But first, a few words about Lauren. Lauren is a soprano in the opera's Marcia and Henry Laufer Young Artist Program, which is the top tier of its resident artist programs, and only 15 up-and-coming singers are selected from more than 1,000 applicants for the resident artist programs each year. And Lauren is from Bettendorf, Iowa. She holds a Bachelor of Music's degree from Drake University and a Master's of Music degree from Rice University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lauren Carroll. And will you all please rise again for the national anthem? Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Brava. And if you would like to follow Lauren, she is on her way to Aspen to work with Renee Fleming at the Aspen Arts Festival. Lauren, we thank you. And Jim, we thank you so much for being part of our program today. This morning's annual meeting marks the close of the Civic Association's 81st season of service to the Palm Beach community since our founding in 1944. And we stand committed more than ever to our core mission to protect and enhance the quality of life in our one-of-a-kind island town. And for 8 decades, the Civic Association has served as a cornerstone of our vibrant community, taking proactive stands on civic affairs, educating and engaging residents on key town issues, and working with local government and encouraging citizen involvement in the community. And today, we have the opportunity to reflect on the achievements of the past season, and also to thank our mayor and our town council members for their constant dedication to our community, and also for their solution-oriented approach to the challenges that we face. Our Palm Beach TV communications team has prepared a video, especially for today's meeting, and we're looking back on how busy our season has been. Philip, let's roll the video, please. The Civic Association proudly produced and presented 2 forums focused on key issues of water and traffic. We launched the season on November 7th with a Welcome Back Community Update and Water Quality Forum featuring a distinguished panel of experts. The town of Palm Beach is approaching the end of its 30-year agreement in 2029 with West Palm Beach as a provider of our drinking water.
I believe you'll leave today with a much better understanding of the options and why your town council and the Civic Association believe this selection of our future water supply is just so very important.
The forum was sponsored by the Innovate, recently renamed Glazer Hall, in recognition of Jill and Avi Glazer for their philanthropy and love of our town to renovate the new Performing Arts Center at the Royal Poinciana Plaza. Jill has served as a Civic Association director since 2023. This season, traffic dominated the conversation of our community. Between the Secret Service's road closure of South Ocean Boulevard, barges, bridge openings, and over 70,000 trips a day coming over the 3 bridges, drivers were on edge. In response, the Civic Association co-sponsored a forum, Traffic Solutions, moving forward 33480 with the town in February.
As many of you know, the Civic Association's commitment is to preserving and enhancing the quality of life in the town of Palm Beach. I can't think of any issue that has a greater effect on the daily lives of those residing in the town of Palm Beach these days than traffic.
During the 2024 Director's Reception and Luncheon in November, Vanderbilt University Chancellor Dr. Daniel Diermeyer unveiled the vision for a graduate school campus planned for development in downtown West Palm Beach.
We will have a fully fledged campus with about 100 faculty, 1,000 students. So this has never been done in the history of higher education for a private university, an investment at that scale.
Related Ross sponsored the luncheon. Stephen Ross has been a Civic Association director since 2012. Mayor Danielle Moore and Town Council members Julie Erskog and Ted Cooney were nominated without opposition during the town's 113th caucus in December. With no opposition, all three were granted additional 2-year terms. Every season, prominent speakers from around the world share their knowledge as part of the Civic Association's signature series. Political analyst Charlie Cook kicked off the 2024 series with a review of the November presidential election. The program was sponsored by Citizens Private Bank. Veteran broadcast anchor and Civic Association Director Deborah Norville discussed the changing media landscape in her presentation. The program was sponsored by Northern Trust, and Deborah was also the honorary guest speaker at the VIP dinner benefit in January. And in March, Civic Association Director and former Ambassador Elizabeth Bagley discussed the importance of bipartisanship in resolving conflicts. The program was sponsored by Third Federal Savings and Loan.
Perhaps most of us don't have the upfront opportunity to be in those shoes, to be a sitting United States ambassador and talk about both President Bush and President Obama or whoever it is and what they were thinking at the time. And so it gives a very unique, nice opportunity to people.
And to cap off the season, our major contributors reception was held on board the beautiful Lady Catherine, docked at the Palm Beach Marina on Friday, April 4th. We thank Civic Association Directors Leo and Catherine Pucillo for their generosity and an unforgettable evening. The Civic Association gives back to the community, celebrating those who go above and beyond in their service to the town through awards and scholarships. The Palm Beach Civic Association and Citizens Association jointly offer an annual academic scholarship to children of a Town of Palm Beach employee. The Civic Association also co-sponsors the Town of Palm Beach Employee of the Year Award.
We are honored to award him the 2024 Employee of the Year. Gene Neely, I think you're
At the February 10th, 2025 Community Service Award Breakfast, Palm Beach Police and Fire Foundation founders John Scarpa and Tim Moran were honored with the William J. Bill Brooks Community Service Award.
The 2025 Brooks Award honorees have had a tremendous impact on our community through their leadership, philanthropic spirit, love of the town, and respect for the emergency responders who put their lives on the line each day for all of us.
To stand here today, a kid from Vineland, New Jersey, coming from a farm family, it's just very special.
NBC News Chief Foreign Correspondent Richard Engel was the keynote speaker, offering insights into the world's hotspots over the last 3 decades.
The Middle East is, you pull out one brick and the others realign. You pull out one cornerstone and the structure falls. So it's all interconnected.
The breakfast was generously sponsored by the Fanjul family and Florida Crystals.
I want to thank you for the time, your passion, and your dedication to keeping Florida flourishing. Together we can ensure that Palm Beach remains a jewel for all the generations to come.
The Civic Association's communications initiatives played a significant role in getting the word out when the town launched its new notification system to alert residents about road closures and public safety emergencies. Palm Beach TV, Studio 33480 interviews, breaking news, news briefs, and Our Town by William Kelly each provide exceptional coverage focused on the island.
I think Palm Beach Civic Association, with its PBTV, is such a tremendous resource for people in the community to know what's going on, and not just superficially, but the reporting you guys are doing is really in depth, and you help people be a better informed citizen.
Palm Beach TV and Studio 33480 are generously sponsored by the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Our Town, breaking news, news briefs, and the Civic Digital Newsletter are sponsored by Cleveland Clinic of Florida. The Civic Association's 15 standing committees provide leadership on many issues for the betterment of our town. The Public Safety Committee examined local safety concerns, including traffic and crime prevention, with the leaders of Palm Beach Police and Fire Rescue Departments. The Healthcare Committee developed 2 powerful, life-saving educational stories on heart and stroke that were distributed to 5,000 Civic Association news subscribers. In addition, the committee partnered with the town's fire rescue department to provide CPR training at several private clubs and local restaurants. This season marked the premiere of the Felicia Taylor Arts Legacy Series. The series is named in memory of longtime Palm Beach resident and former television news journalist Felicia Taylor, who died in 2023. This series is hosted by Civic Association Director Bob Merrill.
Welcome to another episode of the Felicia Taylor Arts Legacy Series. We're glad you can join us.
And shines the light on arts and cultural institutions across the area. We are grateful to the estate of Felicia Taylor. We welcome back Tim Malloy to host engaging interviews with notable Palm Beach residents in Studio 33480. Our award-winning communications initiatives that follow the story over time. Our programming, which attracts leaders and speakers from around the world. And our awards that give back to outstanding members of our community, are all made possible from the generosity and support of our members and sponsors, to which our membership services team takes great pride in recognizing you. Together with you and our community, we are building a well-connected and engaged Palm Beach. And as we embark upon our 82nd season, generation after generation, leadership begins with our citizens. Thank you. Thank you. And I'd also like to thank my Civic Association colleagues who I have the honor and privilege of working with each day. And if we could give them a round of applause too. Thank you so much. And we are certainly aware that everything we do in this community is possible because of the civic mindedness and loyal support of you. You, our members, our directors, and our sponsors. And today we extend our heartfelt appreciation to the Palm Beach Island Hospice Foundation, the sponsor of the annual meetings each year since 2018. And Palm Beach Island Hospice has been dedicated to support hospice services of Palm Beach County for 40 years. And Civic Association Director Mark Cook, who is also board chairman of the Palm Beach Island Hospice Foundation, he's traveling today and sends his regrets. However, Mark asked that I convey his gratitude to the Civic Association members and directors for your active role that you play in strengthening our community. And we also wish to express our appreciation to Linda Olson. Linda's a member of our executive committee and a Civic Association director since 2014. And Linda has generously underwritten our mailing for our annual meetings and the collateral pieces that you have today, each year since 2016. And I would like to invite Linda Olson to the stage to receive a gift from us, please. Linda? We thank you, Linda. And now it is my honor, to introduce you to an untiring advocate of the Palm Beach Civic Association and a luminary in our community's civic affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Chairman Michael Pucillo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Well, good morning, and welcome to the annual meeting of the Palm Beach Civic Association for 2025. This being an annual meeting, we have some business to conduct. First, I'm pleased to announce that we have a quorum for the meeting. Thank you for all of you for sending in your proxies and for being here today. This is the annual meeting of the members. Immediately following this meeting, we'll have a meeting of the directors of the Civic Association, so I would ask all the directors at the conclusion of this meeting to please remain in your seats for a short meeting of the directors. First item, the minutes of the Civic Association's 2024 annual meeting have been approved by the members. The next item, I'd like to introduce our treasurer, Michael Ainsley, to give the financial report for the Civic Association. Michael?
Thank you, Michael. I have a very brief and very positive report to give you. I'm pleased to report that the Civic Association will finish our year well in the black. We have already surpassed our annual contribution goal of $2.3 million and our total revenue goal of $2.323 million. We are estimating a surplus of close to $300,000 for the fiscal year ending April 30th. This past year, we produced our first annual report, a copy of which you can pick up on your way out. It's a really excellent summary that elaborates on what you saw earlier of our year-end review. Our investments are held at the Northern Trust Company. The reserves of the Civic Association now stand just under $2 million, $1.986 million. In addition, we have an endowment that is steadily building, which is called the Rumbo Endowment Fund, and it currently stands at $1.8 million. We encourage your continued support through bequests and gifts to the Rumbo Fund. We want to thank you for your support year after year. We have secured 2 new deferred gifts this year, and we would be grateful if any of you would put the Civic Association in your will and let Mary Robeson know that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. The next item of business is the election of new directors. And I'm pleased to announce our directors today, and I'll ask that the audience hold your applause until all 4 of our new directors are announced. First, Wendy Bingham Cox, a private investor and philanthropist who's committed to philanthropic endeavors focusing on science, education, and literacy. Wendy is a principal of the Bingham Family Office, overseeing Bingham Family Investment Portfolio as manager of investments. She previously owned WRB LLC, a California-based real estate investment company. Wendy and her husband Howard are longtime residents of the town of Palm Beach. Next, Paul Efron is a retired partner of Goldman Sachs & Company, where he worked in a variety of roles from 1984 to 2022. He ran numerous businesses for Goldman Sachs, including leverage finance, product development, and European capital. He also acted as lead banker for the Ford Motor Company. Paul and his wife Susan live in Palm Beach, have 2 adult children and 2 grandchildren. Now, our executive committee approved Wendy and Paul in January to fill vacancies filled by the board subject to ratification of the members at this annual meeting. And I'm pleased to announce that those selections have been ratified. Our 2 other nominees for director are John Olson and Ronald Rosenfeld. John Olson is a managing director, private wealth advisor, and founder of the Olson Group at Merrill Lynch, based both in New York City and Palm Beach. Before joining Merrill in 1980, John spent 3 years at Price Waterhouse. He divides his time between 2 offices in New York and Palm Beach, providing in-person services to clients and generations and their families. And John, we're pleased to have you here today, given what I suspect is a rather busy day back at the office. Ron Rosenfeld has served in a number of federal and state positions, government positions. He was chairman of the Federal Housing Finance Board from 2005 to 2008, president of Ginnie Mae from 2001 to 2004. He also, in the late 90s, served as the Oklahoma Secretary of State. Ron's a graduate of the Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania and of Harvard Law School. Ron, we're very pleased to have you as a new director of the Civic Association. Those are the new directors, and I'm pleased to report that they have been approved by our members. I would ask that we please give a round of applause and please stand up for ask our new directors to please stand up. Now, there's one more item of business that I'd like to address before I turn it over to Will Matthews and Michael Ryder to deal with the Kunkel Award, which we do every year, as Mary indicated. Now, it's 2 years ago I assumed the position of chairman and CEO of the Palm Beach Civic Association. And at the time I thought, well, Chairman, I understand that because I'll be the board chair, but CEO, I want to get a sense of really whether that's appropriate for me in my volunteer board position. So I said, let's give it a few years, and we have. We've given it 2 years. And during that time, Mary Robison has done such an excellent job of running this organization on a day-to-day basis that I felt that the position of CEO, Chief Executive Officer, really was a position that Mary was already fulfilling. So I asked Bob Wright, my predecessor as chair, who I had asked to serve as chair of our governance committee, to convene a meeting of the governance committee to discuss this issue. And I'm pleased to report that everybody on the governance committee agreed with me that Mary should be the chief executive officer of this organization. So the committee reported to the executive committee, which approved at our last meeting, and I'm pleased to announce that going forward, the chief executive officer will be Mary Robison of this organization. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be chairman. It's my pleasure now to introduce Will Matthews and Michael Ryder, members of our executive committee, to come to the stage. Will and Michael chair our Kunkel committee, and we have some awards to present today to the recipients of the Kunkel Award. Michael and Will, would you please come up to the stage?
Thank you, Michael. The Palm Beach Civic Association established the Raymond J. Kunkel Award in 1976 to honor the memory of its former chairman and to recognize individuals who have rendered heroic or meritorious service to the town of Palm Beach. Recipients are chosen each year by the Raymond J. Kunkel Award Committee, chaired by Will Matthews, with members including myself, Joan Eigen, Kathy Flagg, Paul Leone, and Bob Wright. From 1978 through 2024, the Civic Association honored 130 individuals and organizations with the award. This morning, we're pleased to add 3 new award recipients to that list. Our first recipient is Palm Beach Police Detective Giselle Beto. Detective Beto's investigation began in November when a woman reported being choked and sexually assaulted at a local hotel. Detective Beto conducted an investigation that resulted in an arrest that Palm Beach Police Chief Nicholas Caristo described as superb in his nomination. But Detective Beto did not stop there. She discovered that the offender, a yacht captain, had been arrested in 4 states and that several of the alleged victims had posted warnings on the internet to be wary of the captain. Detective Beto found numerous victims of the offender, including some that were assaulted in various yachting ports across the globe. It was important that the investigation move swiftly since the yacht captain planned to leave quickly for the Caribbean. Through a YouTube channel that focused on international yachting news, Detective Beto spread word of the offender's recent arrest and asked anyone with information about him to come forward. And come forward they did. Detective Beto was contacted by multiple victims who shared their stories involving the offender from as far back as 2019. Detective Beto's investigation allowed the victims' accounts to be considered by the judge at the offender's bond hearing. As a result, the offender was held in jail pending trial and eventually entered a guilty plea. The Palm Beach Police Department nominated Detective Beto, a 12-year veteran of the force, and Chief Caristo wrote, and I quote, "Detective Beto had no obligation to reach out to these former victims, all of whom were outside of her jurisdiction. Her desire to listen to their stories and pass on their accounts, in this case, ensured the judge knew the character of the person she had arrested." This is the second Kunkel Award for Detective Beto, who received the honor in 2020 for helping to save a suicidal subject. Detective Giselle Beto, for your extraordinary service to our community, please come forward to receive your Kunkel Award. Get you going this side. Now we got to pose for the camera. Thank you. Present in the audience from the Beto family are Tatiana and Raphael Beto, her parents. Our second Kunkel recipient is Minnie Pulitzer, a Palm Beach resident and daughter of the late Palm Beach fashion legend Lilly Pulitzer. Minnie Pulitzer put her own life at risk when she charged into the ocean and rescued a drowning surfer from a turbulent sea. Minnie Pulitzer and her sister Liza Pulitzer were strolling on the beach on the morning of January 23rd when they noticed a surfer screaming for help. Conditions were windy, and there was a large and continuous wave swell along the shore within the 1100 block of North Ocean Boulevard, where the sisters were walking. Two surfers were in the ocean at a great distance from one another. One had lost their surfboard, which the sisters noticed had washed ashore. Minnie and Liza then realized that one of the surfers was calling for aid while struggling to stay afloat. According to Police Chief Caristo, whose department nominated her for the Kunkel Award, Minnie Pulitzer, without hesitation, grabbed the surfboard and dashed into the ocean to aid the drowning surfer. Large breaking waves ripped the surfboard from Pulitzer's grip and returned it to the beach, but she continued pushing through the waves until she reached the beleaguered surfer. She swam the surfer towards the shore as they were continually pushed underwater. In Chief Caristo's nomination, he wrote, "During the extended effort, Minnie was able to afford herself minimal breaths of air and only under extreme physical effort." As they approached the beach, Liza Pulitzer entered the ocean and helped her exhausted sister and the surfer out of the water. The Palm Beach Fire Rescue Department transported the surfer to a local hospital, and the victim was released later that night. Chief Caristo added, "There is no question that the selfless actions of Minnie Pulitzer saved the life of a drowning surfer that day," the very definition of heroism. Minnie Pulitzer, for your courageous and life-saving act of heroism, please come forward to receive your Kunkel Award. Congratulations. Thank you so much. With Minnie today in the audience are family and friends, Liza Pulitzer, Lily Lise Ferreira, Jack McCluskey, Nanny Doubleday, and Florence Chase. Robert Young is a pool deck supervisor at the Beach Club, where he saved the life of a choking victim. On November 20th, Mr. Young noticed a club member dining on the club's pool deck who was choking. He observed that a lifeguard was striking a woman on her back in an attempt to dislodge the obstruction, but was unsuccessful. Robert Young advised the lifeguard to call for help and immediately and repeatedly administered the Heimlich maneuver on the woman until he dislodged the food and was able to breathe. Beach Club General Manager Robert Morris nominated Mr. Young for the Kunkel Award, and he wrote, and I quote, "Paramedics arrived and thanked Robert for his life-saving actions. In a letter to the Civic Association's Kunkel Committee, Loy Anderson wrote that Robert Young's calm and decisive action saved his mother, Inger Anderson's life. My family and I are profoundly grateful, he said, not just for Robert's quick thinking, but for the humility and grace with which he handled the situation. He never sought the attention or recognition. The incident was the second time when Young saved the life of a choking club member by performing the Heimlich maneuver, according to Anderson and Beach Club member Carol Hickman. Young has held various positions during his 39 years of employment at the Beach Club. And I met him prior to the meeting and I did the numbers. He must have started work there when he was 8 years old. According to Beach Club manager Morris, throughout them all, he has exemplified great character, integrity, and honesty. Robert genuinely cares about the members and employees and continues to assist whenever needed. Robert Young, for your life-saving act of heroism, please come forward to receive your Kunkel Award. Congratulations. Also present in the audience today with Robert Young are his son, Gavin Young, Inger Anderson from the Beach Club. Inger, are you here? Wave somewhere so if you are. And from the Beach Club, our general manager, Robert Morris, Patty Smith, Morel Miller, and Carol Hickman. That concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael and Will. Now, it's a tradition going back many years that at our annual meeting, we're pleased to have the mayor come and present a State of the Town address. As I've said many times, we are very fortunate to have Dani Moore as our mayor. She's a wonderful leader for this town. I've had the privilege of working with her on the council, and as I say, we're very pleased to have her. It's my honor to introduce the Honorable Danielle Moore, Mayor of the Town of Palm Beach.
Wow, what a great turnout today. Michael, I think this may be your biggest turnout ever. I see people all the way in the very back. I want to start by welcoming everybody, thanking you for coming. To say it's been a busy year here in the town of Palm Beach would sort of be an understatement, but the town is in good shape. Doubtless you've may have heard other things about traffic, more traffic, congestion, overbuilding, but in general, I bring to you a very positive outlook. I want to start also by congratulating the Kunkel Award winners, Giselle, Minnie, and Robert. Residents like you, people who work in the town, are part of what makes this so very special. Of course, I've known Minnie my entire life, which is 60 some odd years. It's a great family, and we're so lucky that the Pulitzers still are here, contributing, and the next generation also. So hi. I want to thank my mother for being here. Mom's sitting right there, and my aunt. I don't get to be here without an amazing family. The Civic Association does such an amazing job. I want to give a shout out to the staff at the Civic Association and congratulate Mary on her promotion. You all are so blessed to have such an amazing and committed staff, and I hope you truly appreciate everything they do for you all. My council members and the town staff are what make this town so very great, so I want to thank my council members. We work together, we are a team, so everything in the video, although I say me, it's not me, it's we. We do everything together, and I'm really grateful for that. We're going to start the video. Philip and Sally did an amazing job for me, as always. Big shout out to the Rec Center for their 5th year anniversary, which is in the video, and of course the completion of the North End Fire Station a major project. The good things at the Recreation Department are the renovation of the Seaview tennis courts is magnificent and everybody loves it. Everybody likes the new staffing there. And when they do Phipps Ocean Park redo, they will renovate the courts down there and add pickleball. Some people think it's a good thing. Some people think it's a bad thing, but it is the hottest sport in the United States at the moment. And our residents have asked for it, so we're going to give them what they asked for. This year, we celebrated the 5th year anniversary of the Morton and Barbara Mandel Rec Center, a beautiful facility, the true asset to the families of our community. I have to say that Mark Bresnahan at the Recreation Department has done a yeoman's job. All of the programs are full, generating revenue, meeting their cost expectations. It's been a remarkable turnaround for programs that in the town's past had been notoriously light in revenue. The golf course has more rounds now than ever. The rec center is full. Their classes are lots of residents participating. Their after-school programs, thanks to the kids from Palm Beach Public School, are doing very well. Flag football, lacrosse, soccer. You know, Palm Beach is much more of a younger family oriented than it was maybe 10 or 15 years ago. We love to see young families come to town. They're our future. They're the lifeblood of this town, and we have to respect that they're coming, and we want to make them feel welcome. Well, the Preservation Foundation's plan for Phipps Ocean Park has been approved by the council, and we are gung-ho to get this project started. It's going to be magnificent. There's an educational section, native plant section. It's going to be a while for it to be finished, but there'll be new lifeguard stations, new bathrooms, upgrade to the landscaping. It's going to be magnificent when it's finished. We've talked about undergrounding for the last several years. We love to talk about undergrounding, and the best part about undergrounding is it's almost over. The project is over budget, which we knew would happen. Anytime you have a 10-year project, you have to assume that the original budget estimates are inaccurate and probably significantly low. We've just awarded the last contract. I think we're due to be finished in 2027. A lot of that depends on how quickly Florida Power and Light, Comcast, and AT&T can get their wires off the pole, but it looks so beautiful where the wires are gone and the poles are gone. It's going to be amazing, and it's not just the aesthetics, it's the reliability and safety of the whole program that really was most important. The good news about the overage on the budget is the marina is generating so much revenue that we are grateful for. I have to thank Bobby Lindsay. She went all out on the marina project. The marina is winning national awards, Boaters' Choice Awards. Not only is it successful, it's beautiful and award-winning. The supply of water for the town is obviously a primary importance for the town council. And our last two municipalities that we're discussing water with are Lake Worth Beach, which already has membrane technology available, and the city of West Palm Beach, which at the moment doesn't have membrane technology. Both of those items have pros and cons, and the council is still working on a resolution for that. The good news is that the current water contract from 2029 does have 2 possible 5-year extensions attached to it. There's little doubt that the town will need to exercise at least one of those extensions at this point. So the town council has this year maintained the millage rate, in as much as taxes that are being paid by our residents will remain steady. And I think Mr. Bluen and his team have done a remarkable job of keeping an eye on that budget. Infrastructure projects are more expensive. Everything is more expensive than it was when I first sat in this seat 5 years ago. I think this particular team, Kirk and Carolyn and Bob Miracle, have done a great job. The budget is very transparent. The investment advisory team has done a great job of managing the unfunded pension liability. I really think the town, once again, is in great financial footing. We are always AAA rated, A+, all of the rating agencies think that the town of Palm Beach is stellar. Palm Beach Police Department does an incredible job of monitoring the crime rate here. We have very little crime. In other municipalities, it takes longer for police to respond. Palm Beach is notoriously prompt in having an officer respond. I think it's usually less than 5 minutes for an officer to appear. That's incredible. That doesn't happen in other municipalities, and we're really blessed that we have an amazing police and fire department, and that we have amazingly generous donors at the Police and Fire Foundation who help our teammates be top-notch. Great news! The North Fire Station, the third oldest functioning fire station in the state of Florida, is finished. And it's beautiful and magnificent and state-of-the-art. Most importantly, we will be able to compete with other fire stations around the county. Not only is the new fire station ready to go, Sean Baker and his team have done an amazing job. We would think with the traffic issues that there would be a problem with response time. Chief Baker has assured us, even with the Mar-a-Lago road closure, that their response times are actually lower now than they were before. The other thing that I think the fire department is doing really well at the moment, thanks to the Police and Fire Foundation, who is supplying AEDs to residents.
Beagle pads from Liner.
And Sean and his team are going out into the community and teaching people how to use AEDs. AEDs save lives, there's no doubt about it, and the more that we are able to supply to our residents, the better off we are. Our fire department, like our police department, is truly incredible, and they need to be applauded for the hard work they put in, the extra hours, and the kindness and consideration that they show to our residents. The good news is that all of us, all of the elected officials for the town, are out and about and are seen, and our residents feel comfortable reaching out to us and knowing that we'll get back to them. This council is incredibly responsive, I believe, to the residents. I think the residents actually appreciate the work we do. The thing that makes our town successful is the fact that your elected officials are willing to work not only with each other, but the residents to get the best product possible. I realize that not all residents agree with all of our decisions, but I want them to know that we are thoughtful, we take our time, we try not to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes once in a while, but this council is particularly thoughtful about all the decisions we make. And I have to say we like each other, so it makes it easier to disagree with each other with respect and honesty. Another thing that makes the town so very special is the staff. Kirk and Carolyn and Bob and Paul Brazil and Wayne Bergman and Mark Bresnahan and on and on and on. I think all of those people work very hard. Jillian, who is head of people and culture, the town just received a top workplace award. That is highly unusual that a municipality would get kudos for being a top workplace. And I think it's the team that has been put together by Kirk who allows everybody to have the opportunity to thrive. We know that Palm Beach residents can be demanding and have high expectations, and I think the team at Town Hall meets all of those expectations. My favorite topic lately is talking about parking. The town implemented a paid parking, and it's going to be paid parking all over town, using Park Mobile. The businesses on Worth Avenue are seeing greater turnover in the parking spaces in front of their businesses, and that's exactly the purpose of the paid parking system. But it is complicated for some people, and I think it will take a while for everybody to get used to it. Now, residents who have purchased town parking stickers for $50 each are allowed 2 hours of free parking anywhere where Park Mobile is, as long as you have this year's stickers are white, and they're good for a year, and allows residents to park for 2 hours in any Park Mobile spot. We can talk about traffic. We love to talk about traffic. It's actually the biggest topic in town. And I want to thank the Civic Association for doing the parking seminar, where I think we were able to get out a lot of information about parking, traffic, congestion at a meeting. There's definitely a lot of congestion here. There are 74,000 cars that come on and off this island on a daily basis. And the traffic problem is sort of an amalgamation of lots of different things that make it more difficult to get around here. The new software that the Planning, Zoning, and Building Department implemented this year, which allows online applications for land use and building permits. By doing that, they decrease traffic coming into Town Hall. They decrease people needing to park around Town Hall, where we know there is limited parking. So that has been very helpful, keeping congestion away from Town Hall. And I think that software has done a great job of doing that. One of the most important things that residents can do to help themselves get around town is to sign up for town alerts. They let you know when the road is open, when the road is closed. It also tells you other important things in case of a hurricane. Know how to get on and off the island. You would know when you need to evacuate. So the town alert system is an important tool for every resident to use. Just get on the town website and look for alerts. Sign up and be informed. We have lots of people on the island. The island is full. I live in Midtown, and on Sunday mornings I go up the street and see that the church at Bethesda by the Sea is full. I go around the corner and see the congregation at the Royal Poinciana Chapel is bursting at the seams. St. Edward's Church has just been named a basilica, and Father Glenn's congregation was standing room only last week. I think that people who are moving to town are thinking about religion, thinking outside of themselves, thinking about spirituality, and I think people who feel that way are better people. I think religion is an important part of our community. It doesn't have to be my faith as a person of faith, but I think faith is an important thing that makes us a better community. The town of Palm Beach is full. We have a problem with capacity on our road systems, and that is not going to change until people decide not to come to Palm Beach. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think we have to be able to say no to more development, commercial development specifically. And I need to continue to reach out to my colleagues across the Intercoastal to make sure they are really aware of what decisions they make and how it influences our island. I'm not afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to have the tough conversations. And I think that's where we are. I think our residents are tired. And I think they're looking for the council for solutions for some of these issues. And I think the council is doing a good job. But you change one little thing, you have to wait and see if it makes a difference before you start changing 50 other little things. I think it's a progression, and I think we have to be really cautious about some of the changes we make and make sure we follow some type of procedure. That's why a comprehensive traffic management plan is important. That's why a comprehensive parking plan is important. And I think the most important part is our residents need to be patient. I understand that they get frustrated and angry in their cars. I do too. Honking and speeding around other people when you think you see a slight lane isn't helpful. I think everybody has to be cautious. A car could be a dangerous tool if everybody isn't patient and kind. And I think kindness will go a long way. You have to be kind to your neighbor. You have to be thoughtful of other people on the road and respectful of their time too. Can I finish my video?
Yep.
Wow, that video is longer than I thought it would be. But there are so many things happening. I hope the video shows you that the town really is in good hands with the elected officials. I also want to take the opportunity to express how grateful I am to be the mayor of this town, and I love my job, and I love working with the people who I work with on a daily basis. I love working with the staff. Most of all, I love working with you all. Keep the feedback coming. I love it. I appreciate it. And I'm here for yours for another 2 years at least. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. Token of our appreciation, you're coming here today. Thank you again. That concludes the annual meeting of the members of the Civic Association. Thank you very much for coming here today. If you are not a member of the Civic Association yet, I urge you to contact our staff and consider becoming a member. The Civic Association is committed to protecting and enhancing the quality of life in this community. It's an important organization. We thank our members for being here. We thank those who might consider becoming members and look forward to seeing you next year for our annual meeting. That concludes the annual meeting, and I would ask the directors of the Civic Association to please remain in your seats, or if you're sitting in the back, to please move forward, and we'll have a brief meeting of the directors following this meeting. Thank you.